Hi guys, welcome back to bockbouquet. Chick season is upon us, so if you're going to be in the market for a chicken coop or building your own, we're going to go over some key features, what to look for when getting a coop.
I've been raising chickens for over 30 years and my family for generations before me, so here's the collective knowledge I've learned, my family's taught me through the years of what all chicken coops need. Let's go into the most important thing that a chicken coop needs, ventilation, and how much and why. The more the merrier. Most people think that ventilation matters in the summer because it lets heat escape, which is very true. But I'd say most chicken coops out there don't actually have sufficient ventilation. Ventilation in the winter months is probably the most important because it lets the moisture escape, which prevents frostbite. If you think about it, if you're in a bathroom with bad ventilation and you see the water droplets on the ceiling, the same thing with a chicken coop. Moisture from their beaks, from their droppings, their breath, and the water in the coop is going to all collect up near the highest point of the coop, and it can settle on their wattles and combs and cause frostbite. So ventilation really matters, especially if you're in an extra cold climate, because it's going to let that moisture escape and get out of there and prevent the frostbitten combs. And when it's hot, it lets all that heat that rises escape. So the more the merrier. Along with the ventilation at the top of the coop, we also have these windows on the side. We situated our coop where we know the wind blows from the southwest. So here on the northeast, we have windows so it's protected from drafts. Yes, you want a lot of ventilation, but your coop must be draft free, so know where your wind blows from. And if you want to convert a shed or a barn into a walk-in style chicken coop, make sure that you cut out a big panel on the side and add a lot of ventilation in there.
On this particular chicken coop, we did make it so that it's raised off the ground because it allows vertical space. If it was all the way to the floor, then they would only have this much room to play around, but now that it's about 2 feet off the ground, the chickens are able to have extra space under there. We're able to hang their food or water, and it just maximizes your space, and it also keeps them a little better protected from predators because now something can't dig underneath the coop. Another thing to look for in a chicken coop is to make sure that it's structurally safe and sound. So most of the ones that are sold at the stores, the prefabricated ones, actually really flimsy and weak. For ours, since we built it ourselves, we did go with 4x4s for the legs, 2x3s and 2x4s so that it's nice and strong, and if something were to come in, you can't even push on it if you wanted to, compared to those store-bought ones.
And when you're considering the size of the chicken coop you're looking for, like yes, chicken math's a thing, you want to have a coop big enough that you can account for if you want to add more chickens, but don't get a coop that's too large and you have too little chickens, because in the winter months, if you have a big empty coop and little chickens in there, they're not going to be able to keep themselves warm as well. Chickens cuddle for warmth, and a big empty coop will be colder. Make sure you make your life easy. Accessibility is one of the most important things. We put our chicken ramp on hooks with eye-rings so it can easily be taken away for cleaning. Our chicken door slides open here, but we put a large human door so we can easily bring a wheelbarrow in here. We have this for our deep litter method. Remove that and just rake out all the bedding. The bigger the human door, the better. Now let's take a look inside. We used to actually have 3 roost bars in here, but we noticed our chickens only filled up 2 roost bars, and ever since we got our 2 frizzle chickens, they don't really like to roost up there. So we just added this in here for our little frizzles, and all of our chickens fit on those 2 roost bars. When you're considering roost bars for your chicken coop, you want to consider how a chicken's foot is formed. Chickens aren't like parrots, so their feet don't curl and grasp like a parrot's foot does. A chicken's foot is designed to lay flat. So if you have flat roost bars, they'll actually be more comfortable, and that helps prevent frostbite on their toes, because if their foot is flat, when they're sleeping at night, their warm body and feathers will be covering their toes fully, and it'll prevent frostbitten toes. Another good idea is having the roost bars at the same level, so with a pecking order, they're not fighting about who's more dominant, who gets to perch at the highest roost. And having your roost bars not too high in the air so your large, heavy heritage breeds, especially roosters, don't injure their legs when flying down.
For nesting boxes, it's best to look for ones that are on the outside for easy accessibility, and that way you don't have to go inside of a chicken coop to collect your eggs. On ours, we just have a little hook right here that we can attach, and then we can crawl in there and collect our eggs every day.
And when considering where you want to put your chicken coop or your hen house, you may want water and power nearby to make your life easier. In the summer, we're running a fan and we're integrating baby chicks, so we run a heat lamp. So you want to have water and power nearby if possible, or you can run an extension cord. Also, with the lumber prices skyrocketing right now with the COVID pandemic, it was more affordable for us to get this metal run that we found online, and we can link it in the description below if you want one too.
Ever since we built our very own chicken coop almost 2 years ago, it inspired us to keep building more to sell here locally in Southern California.
Thanks so much for joining us, guys. These are the key details we think every chicken coop needs, and I hope this was of help to you. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up.
And subscribe. She always forgets to say subscribe. But yeah, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and join us on the weekly uploads. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Bye.